So, thanks for joining us again on the Unsettled, but this is a bit of a bonus episode. A lovely bonus episode for you guys. Obviously, we were just thinking, like, shall we just throw in an extra episode? And we thought, yeah, let's throw a bonus one in. So, you get a bonus episode on this lovely Monday. How can I put this? We are now. Okay.
We're over halfway through the series.
That's the input. That's all you had. We're halfway through. Great.
Some of the comments have been quite awesome. Some of them haven't. Are we now going to have to sit here for another time?
Yeah. I'm going to have to start that intro again. That was so off. So, welcome back to the Unsettled. We thought we'd surprise you today on this lovely Monday with a surprise episode. More or less a bonus episode. I mean, we are pretty much, halfway through?
Just over halfway through.
We're over halfway through season 1, so we thought we'd throw in a couple of bonus episodes here and there, just to mix things up a bit, just so you guys can then, I don't know, be surprised by different content. It's not that we're running out, we've got loads, and this is the problem. We have loads of cases and loads of other little things that we want to do. So we thought we'd surprise you. Oh God, I've killed it. That's gonna stay in. But yeah, we thought we'd surprise you with some new content, I guess, for a Monday. Just to mix things up.
Yeah.
You sure? You happy with mixing some things up?
Oh yeah.
You sure? Stir the pot a bit.
Yeah, it's good to keep everything fresh every now and then. Refresh everyone's point of views
And theories.
and theories.
And theories. So today we are going to talk about the CECIL Hotel. I guess this is more the unhinged deaths and strange occurrences around the hotel, because many people are focused on the Lisa Lam story, and if you want us to investigate it or look into it, we will, but quite frankly I kind of feel that so many people have done such a good job and it's now being reoccurring. But most of you will probably be well aware of the show on Netflix, which literally targets her case. But there's a lot. There's a lot of strange occurrences and strange happenings around this hotel.
Yeah, we'll dive into a few a bit later on.
Yeah.
Or in a very second actually. But yeah, we didn't want to go with the main story
Because it's the most popular one.
because it is the most popular.
Yeah.
But by all means, if you do want us to just have a look at it and see if we can maybe come at it a different angle, then
we
drop
can
a comment. And
we can and at every angle. You know, we get our facts right.
Yeah.
We get everything on point.
Yeah.
There's no castles in this. It's just simply the hotel at this point.
Exactly.
It is. But yeah, as I was saying, there's a lot of dark history around this hotel. There's a lot of different characters that have lurked around this hotel. But also there's been a lot of deaths in this hotel and on the outskirts. As well as it being home to many serial killers, which have lately been on Netflix.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to delve into a couple that many people probably wouldn't really know. But for now, I'm going to give you a bit of a brief history of the hotel, and then we'll move into the first victim that we managed to come up, which was quite interesting.
It's one of those ones that it was just like, I suppose everything has to have a first,
Yeah,
but then it was just like, why?
yeah. Like the bit is inconclusive, and because there isn't no evidence, no photographs, nothing else, it's all a bit up in the air.
It's very suspicious, but then very mind-bending as well.
But in that time, it probably wasn't suspicious
No.
for something to happen around that time, as we have delved in. But at the end, I will also go into most of the deaths that have actually happened inside the hotel. Now, when I say outside the hotel, I mean out the window of the hotel. I mean, many people seem to think they can fly in this place. Shockingly enough. So, yeah, I'm going to just go over some basic parts of the hotel. So the CECIL Hotel was built in 1927. Many people who have watched, the show have heard stories and seen the types of characters who may have stayed here over the years. The hotel itself is known for having its dark history, from strange deaths, murders, overdoses, some hauntings, rapes, killings, drug abuse, prostitutes, anything you could ever think of. Literally, these people probably turned up in this hotel. It seemed like the perfect place for any villain, or it seemed the perfect place to get laid and shoot up at the same time.
Yeah, it's a hotspot.
And I think, considering the price of the hotel, it made it so easy to go into this place. And
it was very alluring for...
I'm not being funny. If a hotel is like $1 to $2 a night, you wouldn't risk it. Unless you're a suspicious character in the fucking first place.
Well, yeah.
Like, you're not going to risk going into a hotel which is only $2 when there's a 5-star, $6 hotel down the road, away from the creeks.
From the dark side of the road.
Yeah. From the other side of the town, by the sounds of it. So, at first glance, the hotel looks like any other hotel, similar to those designed in that Art Deco style format. Reality hits in once you enter inside, though. Mainly, there's a really big entrance. It looks pretty grand in the inside.
Yeah.
Very grand.
Grand and affordable.
Grand. It looks posh. But then the rooms look like absolute shit. Which is why I think many people have actually stayed there over the years.
Yeah.
Which would then obviously, you know, get the odd weirdo going in there, to be fair. It's located at 640 South Main Street in Los Angeles. The hotel has over 700 rooms. All rooms, I'm guessing, have stories.
Yeah.
Each room probably has like a dark, twisted, fucked up story.
Oh yes.
Whether someone was raped in there, did drugs in there, whether someone actually fucking died in there, you just don't fucking know.
You'd be hard pressed to find a room that is not.
I would like to say the boiler room is probably the safe bit, but then maybe not.
Maybe not.
And we know definitely the roof ain't safe.
No.
So, not mocking anyone's tragedy,
no.
But it doesn't seem like a nice place to stay. I would like to stay here.
Okay.
It lures me in, maybe because of its dark history, but it lures me in to want to stay there. But then me knowing there's drug abusers, rapists, killers just around the road from it,
Kind of puts you off a bit.
just a little bit. It's not like I'm scared. I'm not scared of what's happened in the hotel, because that's the part that allures me to it.
Yeah.
But I think it's the fact that it's the hotel itself and its surroundings.
It's the mystery behind it that allures you in.
Possibly.
But it's the surroundings that kind of...
Put it this way, if I lived close to that place, I'd move. But I would stay there for the night, just to see what fucked up shit, or what fucked up people come in. Because it seems like many people don't know who comes in and who leaves at this point. I mean, would you stay there?
Some of them don't use a door.
I mean, it seems like personally the hotel was built to help people, as it stated. It was quite a posh place to begin with, and then it attracted all the drug abusers and the killers. And
yeah,
to me, I'm just thinking like, how? Mainly because it was so cheap.
Yeah, I would assume that it was the price that attracted them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place of sadistic nightmares. I mean, I'm not saying like every home you ever go into is perfect, but you can have a new build where no one's died, or you can go to the CECIL Hotel, and something about that place just makes me think all the carpets are sticky.
Or at least stained very, very muchly.
It just doesn't make me... I don't know. I have visions of Psycho when I think that hotel room.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah. And then I also have visions of all the fucking addicts walking around the streets. Yeah. It can't be a posh place to live. It can't be. Like, get in the comments, is it a posh place to live near this hotel? I mean, it's obvious. It's going to attract...
I've never been, to be fair.
I can't say you ever would. But I can guarantee you now, because they want to reopen it this year, and because of all the series and the documents and everything else, people are going to flock to that place.
Yeah.
They're going to flock to it.
Oh, yeah.
And guaranteed, people will go missing. People will end up dead. It seems to attract death. I like to think of it as the Grim Reaper Hotel.
Ooh.
Yeah, see?
Very nice.
It makes sense. It makes sense. So our first murder that took place in this hotel, I mean, we're only going to delve into a couple of them. Probably the weirdest unexplained. Well, not really unexplained, but the weirdest
The
ones.
weirdest ones. Definitely the weirdest ones.
Yeah. So the first person is Pigeon Goldie. Pigeon Goldie was a popular face around the area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any information on Miss Goldie?
I've got a tiny bit of.
Go on.
I knew she worked as a telephone operator.
Not bad.
It's not really uncommon.
I can't really imagine she made much money.
No,
Which is why she probably lived in the CECIL hotel.
Yeah,
because it was
it did attract her, because of obviously
how cheap it was.
Yeah,
can imagine.
And that obviously that job back then was mostly held by women anyway.
Okay.
It used to actually be young boys, but they kept on messing around too much, as a young boy or a teenage boy would do.
Sorry, I'm not taking your call.
No, they would often listen in and put people through to the wrong areas just to annoy people.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So obviously,
can you imagine?
Obviously, back
hello,
then
someone's been murdered. Yeah, I'm just gonna put you through. Put you through to the funeral home.
No,
speed up the process.
Yeah, but so obviously back then it was primarily women that held that in the 1900s.
Well, they can write things down and go,
They're very good at multitasking.
Really?
So good.
Really? It's going to give me some hate. Fire at will.
This guy.
Right, so I also got about this weird woman. She fed pigeons. That's why she got the nickname, Pigeon Goldie. She fed pigeons. So when I was reading up about this woman, I actually thought Home Alone 2. Where she
Pigeon lady.
The pigeon lady.
Pigeon lady in the park.
Alright, I don't know how old she was. How old was she?
She was 56.
56. Okay. And I guess she was, I mean, I read she was quite popular in the area. Everyone knew her as the pigeon lady, more or less.
She was basically, I wouldn't say loved, but that's a very strong word, but she was loved and adored by everyone in the area.
Okay.
She was always cheerful, she would always talk to you, and proper kind old, sweet kind old lady kind of thing.
And then she got, killed. And
in a very brutalised way.
So she actually got killed. Maybe it was the wrong place, wrong time. Maybe. So she was brutally murdered. And to me, I'm kind of thinking like, okay, well, how far was she brutally murdered? So she was strangled, stabbed, and raped. I'm like, okay, well that top trumps it. That wins. Anything about the killer, I only have the fact that a 29-year-old got questioned because he was walking around the park covered in blood.
Yeah.
Would you go outside and walk around covered in blood after a murder's just happened?
No, but again, as the area, we don't know.
Okay, yeah, the area's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only suspect for her murder. And how did they find her?
So she always used to wear a Dodgers hat and carry a bag of birdseed when she went out and about.
Okay.
So they found her. Dodger's hat and birdseed was strewn across the floor. She was face down, as though her attacker laid in wait for her to return to the room.
So, let alone did he strangle her, stabbed her, and then raped her. Like, he waited that long. And allegedly, we read up on it that it happened very quickly.
Yeah, it was an hour between her saying goodnight to the people that she was sitting with having a chat downstairs to get back to her room before, funny enough, a phone book attendant, I suppose, a male attendant, was coming around with handing out phone books to the different rooms.
Why would he hand the book to a telephone
operator?
A telephone operator who probably has 1 million phone books in her room.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure the killer had to wedge himself behind and wait.
Yeah.
So he literally waited with a hard on to kill her. And then
that's a very long time to wait, though.
That is a bit weird.
Because you don't really know when they're going back to the room.
No.
For one.
So he was...
She would often be out most of the day.
So quite frankly then, he was Han Soloing it while he waited. He must have took Viagra. But either way, a 29-year-old man was charged. Yeah, because he was covered in blood. Yeah. I can't believe I just Han Soloed it on camera. Wow. I literally just Han Soloed it.
Yeah, it should have used the Force instead.
I think he did. Right.
Yeah, so she was actually found on 4th of June 1964. That was her, that was the night that they had found her. Wow.
And weirdly enough, her death was the most popular death in that hotel until the
latter.
Until the Elisa Lam, story
out
trumped it basically. It's like a game of top trumps at this point. Who can die in the weirdest way? Let's all have a go. I wish I had a card to play top trumps. That'd be good. We should make them.
Ooh, gruesome top trumps.
We should make some serial killer top trumps. That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
That would be really interesting. But obviously, like, the Elisa Lam one does kind of make sense. Yeah. As a bit more weird. Like I said, if you guys want us to delve into this, we shall. Okay. The next one. The torture, strangling of Jack Unterberger. Is that his name? Unterberger? Close enough?
Close enough.
Yeah. He was a guest in the hotel in the early 1990s. He also was a journalist / reporter. Also, serial killer. Because what other credibility do you need on your CV? I'm a journalist, I'm a reporter, I'm also a serial killer. He literally abused this. So he killed 11 prostitutes in total. Allegedly, he killed some people in the hotel, which I'm pretty sure you'll get into in a second. Yeah. He would strangle his victims in their own lingerie.
That's a bit kinky.
I know some women do like the whole underwear in the mouth while you're doing something, but this is a bit...
That's...
Well, I know what.
Definitely back then.
Ahead of his times with fetishes. That's what it is, ahead of the times with fetishes. So, in the 1990s to 1992, murders were around that area, of what you'll get into in a second. He would document and write reports on the crimes in the local area, hang around with police officers in the car to get to the scene quicker.
And get into places.
So basically he abused his reporter statistics. He also would use his reporter status to get into the hotel very often and say, look, there was a murder here last week, I want to get in. And then he would then look for his victims. He was sentenced to life in prison. Yep. And the day he was sentenced, he hung himself and did the same knot that he used on his victims to kill himself with. Killed by your own kink. I've never heard of such a thing. So what victim?
Killed by your own fetish.
Imagine there's a person out there rolling around in balloons and then one pops gets lodged in his throat and he dies.
Oh man.
How did he die? Party balloons.
He's an experienced entertainer. He's practicing his juggling act.
He just wanted to show the woman his balloon animal.
So I'm gonna go. I'll go into the three.
Yeah, the three
murders.
Yeah,
that he did allegedly while he was.
Go ahead. There. Far away.
So he murdered 3 sex workers.
They seem to be easy pickings around this area.
Yeah, you can imagine a rough area. It's a drive-by spot. They can easily check into the hotel.
I mean, with our research we actually found out that there was quite a lot of serial killers that stayed in this hotel because it was so easy to find a victim. Yeah. Because of this.
And no one's really going to report.
You know what they say? They say like crime. No. Prostitutes are here, there, and everywhere. But it's true what they say. Crime attracts crime. So if there's crime in one area, it's going to spread in that area. Yeah. The same as money attracts money. And this place was cheap and cheerful. People could afford it. Drug addicts were straight in there. It makes me wonder how many smackheads were in this hotel, or still went to that hotel. I bet they use it now for like weird shit. Even though the hotel ain't open, I bet you people break in and just like shoot up in there.
Yeah, dodgy weird stuff around the backs and
dodgy drug deals. People selling party balloons. Definitely party balloons.
Yeah, so the 3 sex workers were, one was Shannon Exila, second was Irene Rodriguez, and the third was Peggy Jean Booth, who, funnily enough, all 3 of them used the same alias?
The same nickname.
The same nickname.
But they were prostitutes.
But they were prostitutes.
Can you imagine that? You check into the hotel and you're like, oh, I want her, and then they give you someone completely different. And you're like, no, this is her. And you're like, no, I wanted that one. That one's got the name. No, that one ain't got the name. That one's got the name. What was the name they used?
Sherry Long.
Was that a popular name for prostitutes?
I wouldn't imagine. But
I'd say Cinnamon was better.
Mm.
But Sherry Long.
Sherry Long.
She sounds...
and they all died in the summer while he was obviously staying there. Which could be controversial, but then they were all had the same MO. Same knot, same...
This is why Jack Untenbarger never got married. He was tying knots with other women.
He couldn't tie it himself.
I managed to find out that the youngest victim of the CECIL Hotel happened in 1944. Dorothy, who was 17, was staying at the hotel, and she threw her newborn baby boy out of the hotel window.
Oh, that's dark.
Yeah. I was like, oh, do I create a joke? Rather not.
No.
Other than the
I
fact
think we'll bypass that one a little bit.
Unless she wanted to name him Clark Kent. But we'll pass the joke on. Don't hate me. So the young girl Dorothy woke up at night with bad stomach pains, unaware she was even pregnant. She was sleeping next to her 38-year-old partner. 17 and a 38-year-old.
21 years difference even back then.
Yeah, he had grape juice and she was just about getting them. But she managed to deliver... Fuck's sake. She managed to deliver the baby herself in the bathroom. But upon giving birth to it, she believed the baby was actually dead.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh shit, what do I do kind of situation. So she thought throwing it out the window, to which it landed on the roof of another part of the building. Oh. And that's how they found the body. She gradually got arrested. Allegedly, she was heavily and mentally confused.
Well, to be fair, she would be at least some sort of confused with the blood loss with the childbirth.
Yeah, and she claimed insanity. So I don't know whether she went to prison or not, but either way, she threw her newborn baby boy out the window. He landed on another part of the building, died obviously. I mean, he didn't have a cape around his neck, he didn't fly, but yeah. That one, I was just like, what the fuck? The fact
that one's definitely one of those ones that
you're
like, okay.
The fact that she was 17 and gave birth to it herself.
Yeah.
And she didn't even wake up her partner. I was going to say her husband then, but I don't think that was allowed back then. But anyway, she didn't even wake him up. She just went straight into the bathroom and popped it out and threw it out the window. Yeah, fucking... I'm telling you what, right? Some people are just fucked. So, the other person who's been plastered across Netflix, which a lot of people actually wanted me to go into, but his murders are not necessarily unsolved. And the other guy was Richard the Night Stalker. What's his last name, Will? What's his last name? Ramirez. But what were you going to say his name was?
I was going to say it was Rodriguez.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, the title Night Stalker kind of stands for a reason. He actually stayed inside the hotel. He preyed upon a lot of women in this hotel, and if you don't know the story, he used any means necessary to brutalise and torture women.
Yeah,
it's as good as it gets.
Yeah, anything from...
It was anything from a tire iron to a knife to just
a tree branch was one of them. He sodomised a woman with a tree branch.
I can see why people wanted me to go into this. I can see why people were like, you have to do it. I was like, you know what, it's been heavily covered, I ain't doing it. He was clearly a weirdo. It doesn't matter. Either way, he died at age 53 in 2013. Yeah. And have you got anything else upon him? Having look.
Who are our main man, Jack?
No, not Jack. Richard. Why are you saying Jack? Why are you saying Jack? We ain't doing Jack the Ripper. But basically, he did claim in an interview that he stayed in the hotel and it was easy prey for him among the women outside.
Yeah. He used the excuse it was an easy target.
You're going to like this next one. And if you don't like it, I don't know why you wouldn't. As tragic as it sounds, it's hilariously funny because I saw it in a comedic sense. Please do not hate me. It was just funny.
Oh dear. I shall brace myself.
You're going to laugh. You will laugh. So allegedly there was a guy called George who was 65 years old and there was a woman called Pauline. I ain't going to say her last names because it's... For me, I can't say it properly and I'm going to get slaughtered for not saying it. Either way, I guess they were a couple. I guess. But George was 65, she was 27. There's another big gap. Prostitutes. I'm assuming it was a prostitute. So anyway, George and Pauline were arguing inside the hotel room. He went outside to chill off because she did his fucking head in, I can imagine. Pauline wrote a suicide note and then jumped out the window to kill herself. She landed on George. This is what I mean. What are the chances?
That's like, oh no, I can't do it. Halfway, like, falling down, you're like, no, move!
What are the chances? You argue with a person, he goes, fuck it, I'm going outside, you pissing me off. He leaves,
some air.
She writes her suicide note, looks out and goes, I'll get you, you bastard. And just dives on him. Well, she doesn't dive on him,
no,
but she lands on him. Suicide.
An accidental
murder.
manslaughter.
Can you believe this guy? You can imagine it now, can't you?
I can imagine that. Oh shit!
You know what I found even more funny? If this happened a bit later on, she would have saw a baby at the same time. Fucking. It's just, mate.
Oh dear.
Suicide and accidental death.
That's just karma.
I pissed him off. He's gone off.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna take him with me. Do you want to stay in this hotel? I'm scared for my life. Imagine you're looking...
I want to go to that room.
Imagine looking out the window and seeing things flying everywhere. You'd be like, oh shit, oh god, there's a dog. People just seem to jump out.
They don't allow pets in this hotel.
I think they do, because most of the prostitutes went in there.
Fair play.
Damn dog should be put on a leash. So another death, which is kind of weird for me, because people did ask if I was going to cover this case as well, which was the.
No, I would love to.
What one? What one do you want to cover?
The whole CECIL hotel experience.
Yeah. What, you want to go?
Dive in a bit more.
You want to dive in? What, and do a
but
couple?
We'll.
Are you saying we're going to do a couple of bonus episodes?
We'll
so
see.
You can have the Elisa Lam episode. You can have whatever you want. Take her blood. That's pretty much what happened to this poor woman that I'm about to talk about. So, what are you doing?
Watch the candle.
That's fine.
You nearly set yourself on fire. That's not in there, is it?
How did I set myself on fire?
Yeah.
So
2016.
Yeah, that's also... You're killing me.
It's one.
I'm not even in the hotel and you're killing me.
It's alright, I'll jump out the window.
That's what I think I'm about to. Getting old. So basically the next death is the one that many... Well, I had about 4 or 5 different people come up to me and actually ask, was I going to cover this? And I was like, I do, but yet again it's another popular one.
Okay.
But it was the Black Dahlia murder.
Okay.
And I was just like, do I cover it? So I'll give you a quick rundown. I mean, it is unsettled. I feel like I've got something lodged in my throat today. So her name was Elizabeth Short. She was, I think she was 22 or 27. I'll go with 20. We'll go with 27. I might want to Google that. Might be 22. We'll go with it. Her name was Elizabeth Short. Either way. Is this the problem when we rush? Just snap me off. Fuck. fuckers. So she was found in a park. Her body looked completely fucked. Not gonna lie. It looked completely
brutalised.
It was a lot worse. She was found in a park close to the CECIL Hotel, and she was often seen around inside the CECIL Hotel and
hanging around.
Yeah, I mean, she was an upcoming actress.
Okay.
So she was quite. She wanted to be famous, but now she's famous for this death, which is. Yeah, again.
Unfortunate, but well played.
Yeah, at least she got what she wanted. But anyway, I think it was a mother and her child. They were walking across the park and they came across her body. Her body was cut in half. Just cut in half. And she was pale like a mannequin. And to me, I'm thinking like, okay, well that's not too bad. I mean, there are more grisly horrors that happened around London. But she was also cut from her lips to her ears, kind of like a Glasgow smile. Which is like, it's proper like a permanent Joker style-esque smile. There was no blood left in her body. She was washed clean. But she was laying in a very flattering manner.
Provocative.
If you were to walk into a room and see a woman laying there, you'd be like, oh. As long as she weren't dead, because then you'd be in there. We don't step on that territory. We just go a bit more extreme than this, I guess, in terms of senses. But her hands were above her head. Her legs were wide apart, and like I said, she was brutally murdered. There was no blood around the scene, which I thought was a bit weird.
Yeah, it's like
she was drained of blood.
She was drained and then
cut,
and then placed.
Yeah. Like I said, if you want us to delve into this unsettled murder, we can, and we could also do the Elisa Lam one. But these were the ones that I can't
comment.
Or not.
Or not.
Or not. Not many people do. But it's up to you. But other than that, they were the crazy events that I found that took place inside this hotel. But it doesn't end there, my friend. So, there's something about this hotel that obviously attracts death. And I don't care what anyone says, death seems to be around that hotel. And here is what, or maybe moments of madness while you're in this place. Maybe it's the fact there's maybe there's
some sort of paranormal in there.
Maybe it is haunted. Maybe there is like tortured souls around that place. Either way, the very first death to take place in the CECIL Hotel happened January 22nd in 1927. 52-year-old man killed himself due to not getting his relationship with his wife back in order. So he just killed himself in the hotel. So I guess that kind of sparked the deaths. Another suicide happened in 1931 by ingesting poison pills. Now I have wrote down the names, but to be quite honest, they weren't as weird as the ones we've just gone through. In 1934, there was another suicide, a gunshot to the head. 1937, suicide by cutting his own throat. Yeah.
You must have been very desperate to do that.
Just whatever you can get your hands on.
You know what I mean? No, you still have to be kind of desperate to do it.
What I've always found with
because obviously, you know, like gunshot or
a gunshot is usually straightforward.
You know, straightforward,
unless you miss your brain and then you're there as a disabled person for the rest of your life. Because most people do actually survive.
Yeah, some
that shot.
Do, yeah.
But it seems to me that a lot of people go to this place because it was so cheap and because all these dates are quite close, like 1937, 38, 39, 40, 47, 54, 62. It seems this place really did attract people with mental problems as well. And to me, that's just like, maybe that's what lures me. I'm like, oh, I might just place a mirror and cut me through.
Accidentally slip on the way to the bathroom.
Yeah, probably. The next death was 1938. This was actually the first woman, I believe. And she fell from the building. Fell or jumped?
Fell, yeah.
But she fell from the building. 1939, another fell from the building. Dorothy Seeger. This one was quite interesting because she also ingested poison pills. Seems like
there's an off.
Yeah. 1947, 1954, 1962, and 1975. Each year, someone jumped. 1992, another jumper. Another one.
Another one?
Yep. Then in 2013 we have the Elisa lamp.
Must have been a stock market crash.
It must. It seemed like I said. People seem to either their balconies aren't safe, or something's going on.
Getting a bit of fresh air.
They open the door. He fell. No one's suicide. Seems like everyone just seems to pop off in this place. But as I was saying, 2013 the Elisa lamp, which, like I said, we might delve into if you guys want it. And 2015, the latest person to jump/fall. It just seems weird. The hotel, as I said earlier in the video, it's set to reopen this year, and like I said, there's something drawing me to his place. There's something drawing me there. And now, I'll get fucking killed.
For me, it's the mystery.
Mate, if I go there, I'll get fucking killed, and my
Or
killer will wear a mask. Because everyone wears masks. You're saying mystery.
It's that mystery aspect of what made everyone go there. Like, yes, you can argue it was the surrounding area, it was the price of the hotel. You can argue that they are all factors, but for everyone to go down to this specific hotel to jump out of a window, or fall out of a window, or take poison pills, or
overdose. Do you actually know? I managed to find about 4 different websites that stated many women actually get raped in there and don't even know it until the morning. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, where's their security? I know you've got 700 rooms, but come on.
Exactly.
700 rooms and people can just walk in and out. You want to go there? You really want to go?
I wouldn't mind.
You want to go to Los Angeles?
I also want to go pretty much all over America anyway.
On your own.
Because I want to go and see the black mailbox and a few other things.
I think the thing that, like I said, puts me off of this hotel is the surrounding streets. It doesn't appeal. They have a whole street dedicated to keeping the homeless in one area. To me, that doesn't appeal. That doesn't... Mate, I would be fucking jailbait to them.
Well, just don't walk through it.
Oh, I just drive around it.
Just drive around it. Do like the rest of them do.
I just think
drive around it very fast so they don't stop and have to pay for the window cleaning.
I think it was someone in the Elisa Lam documentary actually said it is a very unsafe place to be, whether you're male or female.
Obviously, it doesn't really matter what we are. If you go down there, you
fall off the balcony. But I thought I'd introduce some weird, fucked up deaths that were either took place inside or outside, or maybe the people that were involved in some of these deaths. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be people that really want us to delve into certain cases, but...
What do you think? There's over 700 rooms and we've only covered, what, 4?
4 rooms. I don't think I've got enough pen. I think I'm going to run out of ink.
So, you know, by all means, if you want us to dive deeper, if you want us to, you know, keep running a few of these every now and then by all means, drop a comment or not, or contact one of us.
Contact us via Twitter or something. Like, give us a heads up.
Yeah, we are on Instagram, Twitter. Obviously YouTube comments, fair enough. But we've got more stuff on the way.
More stuff.
We have got more stuff.
More stuff.
We've got mountains of stuff.
Mountains of stuff.
And a few other things in the pipeline. So.
Hopefully not water from this fucking place.
No. Most definitely not.
I wouldn't drink the water in this hotel. Even now. I'm good. I've seen what happens to people on bath salts. But yeah, feel free to drop a comment, like the video, subscribe to us. Yeah, they're not really unsettled. Well, some are unsettled.
Some are unsettled.
Some are unsettled. See, still unsettled. Still in line. Still got it. Yeah. But stay tuned, because Friday we have a really interesting video for you guys, which is taking it back to our country, but up a bit.
Yep.
Our country, but just up. Just a little bit up.
Just a little bit. Well, from where we are anyway.
From where we are, about 12 hours drive.
Yeah.
That's quite further up.
That is quite a bit up, actually.
That is. So you said just a little bit. But yeah, stay tuned for Friday, and I hope you enjoyed what we dished out today. That was some of the unhinged or unhinging, some curious cases that happened in the hotel that many people probably don't know about because they're still hooked on the Elisa Lam story, which I'm pretty sure they want us to investigate. Maybe. Play your cards right. Maybe. See you all soon.